Hey, it's Dan, and welcome to Unified Gaming. So, as you can tell by the stream title, it is Midyear Mayhem. We are currently in a queue, so I'm just doing a quick BG and just kind of sort of get myself ready for it, and then want to jump into there. Just pop down hither. My overload ready. Try that again. That's him dead. There's another one dead. Oh, I love this mode. Ah, that's free. Yeah, this build is disgusting. Like really, really broke. So we can get some sustain back. Help the people down here. Up into Steak, pop down yonder. Nasty curse. We're going to just get our resources back because we are quite low. Yeah, I'm going to just wait up here, get my resources back. We've had 3 kills so far, which is decent. So yeah, how are people doing? And apologies for the lack of content. I've been busy on the PCS, like messing around, playing with DK a lot. Quite a few cool changes there. But let's go for a cheeky roll. Ooh, they were not liking me, were they? Had another kill there though. I'm just getting some resources back. Move around. That curse is nasty, 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 nasty. So yeah, we are queued for Cyrodiil for people curious. I want to get in there. I've been queued since 9 o'clock, since 8 o'clock, sorry. So I've been queued for an hour, and it's taken a while. So yeah, once we can get into Cyrodiil, we'll go straight in there. It's just very busy, which is great to see. We've got so much healing in that group. My food has run off. That's a terrible time for the food to run off. Yeah, they're healing. There's so much just off healing in that group. So yeah, whilst we are waiting, I'll run through what I'm currently using. I'm 7 in that queue, and I have Grey Host to proc again. I hate it when it like throws you out, it's really annoying. I was in this queue like at the start. Yeah, so we're 7 here, so we should get in there soon. We'll do one more BG. If not, we'll jump into IC because IC's got some people in. There's quite a lot of people here, which is awesome. And then yeah, I want to just like do PvP because it's been a while. For people curious, this is my 1 bar or 2 bar version of the light attack gank. So the idea is that this build basically utilises the Sorcerer base class, and we use Dark Magic and Storm Cordon with the Shadow, and this basically lets us just have really high damage with these 2 skill lines, and the Shadow gets us Cloak, which is fantastic, and then we basically stack loads of delayed damage, so we hit really, really, really hard when we're buffed. So so I can show you like what our damage looks like when we're buffed. So you can see that is a pretty good tooltip, as is that one there. So we have a lot of damage from the stealth, which is fantastic. And yeah, there's a proper build on the channel, but the idea is that we just stack loads of delayed burst. We then also utilise high pen to get really high damage, and we have dial up brave for great movement and just sustain, so we can move around really quickly. It's really fun. Hey, you're at board. It's a board ape. It says yo. So we're just in this BG for people who joined us, and we are in the queue for Cyrodiil, which this was on like since 8 o'clock, it's about an hour, and this one's almost there. So we'll get into Cyrodiil as soon as we can. If not, we'll just jump into IC after this Battlegrounds. You might have saw at the start of the stream there was some Templar gameplay, so I have been working on a 1-bar Templar, which is really cool. The idea is that it should feel like a Templar, play like a Templar, but actually be decent. Is there? Oh no, there's no. I'll grab that because I need some more. It's always useful. Goodbye. Dead. Just, oh, the damage on this is disgusting. Oh, and he's dead too. Thank you, that's enough kill. Yeah, if you've not seen this, this is like stupidly busted. I'm careful they hit at the back. Same dead. There's another one dead. Oh, just get my sustain going. But yeah, if you've not seen this, like, you got to give this a go. It's pretty dope. Let's just die. Goodbye. It's just like that shouldn't be a thing. It's obviously a thing, but it's like ridiculous. Bye. And this is why we run defensive rune. I'm just going to put on some heals, and then we'll pop back in there in a second. So just re-put on all my buffs. Oh, that healer was in his healer, not one that we just blew him up. Nope. Oh. This is, honestly, this is one of my favourite builds. Dead. Just had 14 kills so far. We can get some sustain back. That our mag up quite quick. Yeah, and then we're good to go. Dead. Dead.
We have the relic.
This does feel like pretty mean, doesn't it?
Our foes shall be vanquished.
Ain't getting any love after. Anybody that pops down here is like gonna die. Oh, I went to go for the kill on him too. Yeah, 22 kills, not too bad. That's not too bad. Oh, the damage on it. Love it, love it, love it. So hopefully we can get into BGs. We've been in the queue, Cyrodiil, sorry, we've been in the queue for the past hour and a bit. So hopefully it's now ready. If not, we'll go into IC. So that one just dropped out. We're second. Okay, we'll wait for this one. And then we'll go into Cyrodiil, because I really love Midyear Mayhem. That is one of my favourite events. And there's very few PvP events, so this is really, really good. So we're going to just spend the next couple minutes waiting. I will put a poll up about the DK, because there's been a lot of changes, and I did cover all the skills, all the 2H changes last stream, so about a week and a half ago. And there's a lot to break down, but I'm curious, like, what do you guys think of the DK? It's got a lot of changes coming. Some are questionable for PvE, some are very OP for PvP. I'm just curious what you guys think. So I'm going to go and put a poll to see what you think. So the one option will be there, great for PvP. The mid, nah, and then not seen them, but not interested. So there's a poll on now, which I'm just curious to see, like, what do you guys think of the changes with the DK? Is it really decent? And we're gonna wait for this to like let us in, because we need to get in and get some kills. Her board is saying you ain't going to get any love letters after that BG. Yeah, that BG that was nuts. It was good fun though. Grab those. Some transmutes go in. Load of rubbish there. Load of rubbish there. And a load of rubbish there. Transmutes though, they're decent. Where are we in that queue? We are second still, so we are really close. This one we're 39th. I'm going to hop on over to the Scholarium. I didn't do the weekly vendor view this week because with the mid-year it's always the PvP sets. So there's not really much to like go through. And yeah, if we can't get into there, say in the next 5 minutes, we'll then go into IC, because I don't want to spend all stream just doing nothing, if that makes sense. $39, still second. I do wonder if it's bugged. Sometimes it bugs, it's really annoying. Yeah, so the Scholarium vendor this week has the following. You'll be curious in this stuff. All the usual stuff: Savagery, Prophecy, Disease, Alt Gen, and Leech and Thirst. Basically, loads of rubbish. Like, all of this is pretty bad. So, don't really buy anything. Like, have them if you don't have them already, but I wouldn't stress if you don't want to get them this week. Yeah, that's still waiting. So I think we'll give it. I'll do a quick breakdown of what I'm using build-wise. And then if it doesn't pop whilst I'm doing that, we'll go into IC. Because I don't want to spend all stream just doing nothing. So I'll go through like I do in a normal build video for this build, but just a little bit quicker. So then people have an idea. Okay? So for this build, if you want to play this like light attack gank build, you want to be a Khajiit or a Dark Elf as your race. This is mainly because you get loads of damage. Khajiit gives you really high crit damage to high burst. It lets you get closer to people, which is fantastic. But Dark Elf is also really good, as is High Elf and Orc. So any of those damage races are fantastic, so use one of those. For our attributes, you want 64 points in Magicka. This will give us the most amount of damage we can get, so just stack as much Magicka as you can, and it makes it easier to play. For the Mundus Stone, I'd recommend the Lover Mundus. This is just more penetration, and you can never have enough of that in PvP, so to get this. For our food and consumables, we are using the Minstrel Banana Bunny Hash. It's max Magicka and it's max health. This is just loads of Magicka, so loads of free damage. I then use Tri Potions. It's a damn build. It's unified, is what we do. So Tri Potions are just great for everything. So use these if you can. For the skills on this, you want to have obviously a Sorcerer base class with Dark Magic and Storm Calling, with the Shadow from the Nightblade. Front bar wise, we use Crystal Weapon as a delayed burst skill. We then use Shocking Soul, which is a scribed skill. This is Wield Soul with Shock, Class Mastery and Breach. We have Inner Light for more Magicka, that does more damage. We have Cloak, Shadowy Disguise to just get invisible. And we use Streak to get around and stun people to give us a bit more oomph if we need, and to also allow a follow-up hit if we do need as well. We then have Overload, which hits like a truck, and we can toggle this before we attack, so again, really high delayed damage. On the back bar, we have Defensive Rune from Dark Magic. This just means if we get hit, we stun people. It's a good oh no button, and it lasts 2 minutes. Fantastic. We have Vigor for just healing and armor. We then use a second scribe skill, Healing Contingency. This is healing, it's Warrior's Opportunity, and then it's Minor Resolve. We then have a Channel Deceleration for our speed boost, and just more crit damage. And we have Crit Surge for our damage buff, plus some free healing if we crit, which we do quite often. We then have Overload on the back bar just to make it easier to play. The toggle can be a bit funny between the two bars, so I find it just simpler this way round. But you could chuck on anything you want, like anything would work. Defense wise, if you're really desperate for something, maybe go down to the support and get Barrier, and then get Magicka Aid for more regen. It's quite nice, it's going to help with your sustain, so that is an option if you wish. Little tip with passives and stuff, do get your medicinal use, it really helps. And if you can go to your Lagerda main, I've not done this, but if you can get this up, it will really help. For the champion points, they are as followed. Blue is Fighting Finesse with Master at Arms, Weapons Expert and Deadly Aim. The red is Celerity with Bastion, Pain's Refuge and Sustained by Suffering. And the green is the usual stuff, but just make sure you get Sustained in Shadows because that really helps with being a Nightblade, like stealthy assassin thing. So really useful there. For the sets and stuff, we are using Shattered Fate. This is a crafted set. It's currently off, but when we switch to the front bar, it turns on. This is one of the best penetration sets in the game, so use this, really high damage, and do use Sharpened. I then use Dial Up Bray on the back bar. I use this 3-piece on the body, and then when I switch to the back bar, it turns on to 5, and then we get all that sustain, which is fantastic. We then use the Black Gem Monstrosity. This is super good. It's about an extra 3 to 5k burst. So it's very nice if it crits, and if it doesn't crit, it's about 2k, so it's just free damage. I then have one trainee because it's a spare piece, and then we just load out the rest as followed. We want to get as much medium as we can to have as much damage, and then we round it off with Monomyth Reforged, which is a mythic, and it's just more damage still. I would recommend having 3 Swift, because being speedy really helps, and the time to kill isn't really impacted because of how quick we kill anyway, so you don't really have much to lose if you do this. But that is kind of the build, and if you want to see it in a superstar, this is what it looks like there. With that out of the way, and the fact that we're still waiting for our Cyrodiil to pop, we are going to go into IC, because that's taken too long, and we'll go and just PvP there. If you do get questions about the build itself though, and like what I'm using tonight, just do watch that clip just back then, the 5 minutes or so, or do check the build video itself, and I will go through, like, it covers much more. We are in IC, which is good. This is really good in IC. I'm going to check my Cyrodiil campaigns and see if they're still going. This is still 2. Don't know why it's 2. I think it's bugged. So I'm going to go and abandon that queue. Yeah, you're not queued for that campaign. See, there's a bug. Hate it. Hate the bug. Oh, so frustrating. That one is working still though. Okay, let's look at the thing. So up here in Elven's under attack. So let's go there and see what is going on. We have lots of people around here. Is it this one? No, it's not. There it is. And if you have joined, there is a poll about the DK and kind of what you think of it. Curious to see, obviously, if people have seen the DK changes. If not, they're worth checking out. They're quite substantial. So we're going to pop down here. and we're going to see what is going on. He's obviously healing. Okay, there's a red down there. Oh. It's the leap that did it. I almost got him as well. Almost had him. The leap got me. When you get hit with leap, you can't move for. Ugh, it's just frustrating. Big leap though, 14k. Oof. Okay, let's check where we are in the queue there. So we're still in that queue apparently. Right, let's see if we can get back over yonder. It's this way. Okay, I don't see any people yet. Lots and lots of blues though. Oh, someone's just been killed. How did he die? Yeah. Keep our buffs on. Really, really helps. Okay. We'll pop into Elven. There's a little red group there. There is a lot of reds there, isn't there? Oh my goodness. So I'm just going to get all my buffs on. Because people come in here often. To like... just kind of stay alive really. Okay, there's some dead. Oh, that was good. You following me up? No, I didn't. I was hoping he was following me up. But he hit 30k health and we just blew him up in like a second. It's a lot of damage. That's why we use the streak, by the way. So that streak really, really helps our damage. Because it means we can land up that follow-up even against good players. Another dead. Round. Put some reds over there. He has a lot of health. Just putting on all my buffs again. Got my target marked. Another one dead. Oh! Do you see like how busted the damage is on this build? Like, if you play it well, you hit so hard, it's actually stupid. What's it red over there? That was that red from earlier. Just looking around, you can see I'm rotating the camera loads to really just see around the corners. I've got my contingency going for a little while. Yeah, there's a lot of reds there. Okay, I have really high damage, which actually is going to really help. Almost had him. So let me just rebuff up. My light attack's not working. That's so annoying. Look, I'm pushing light attack. It's not working. There you go. Now I can light attack again. Such an annoying bug with overload. Oh, there's a lot of reds. I am going to go and move away. Need that ult gen going. There you go. So we've got 3.6k teleport, which is awesome. I will check where we in the BG queue for Cyrodiil. Yeah, we're 29th. 29th. We're getting there. We've got some ultimate, which is great. I'm going to try and get that dude up there. But I know he's blocking. But I have hope. Ah! Literally went for him and he just went like sneak. Okay, there's a big red group, so if we get caught by them, they're going to hit us really hard. Look how many there are. Hedge is decent. Oh. Do you see the damage on that guy? Like how quick it is, it's so freaking quick. The damage on that. Absolutely love the build. I'm constantly checking around the corners because, like, if I get caught by one, that whole group is going to come grab me. Oh, that's not good old put in my 1 second. Sorry about that. My wife was coming in to tell me she won. She was like doing a game show on the TV, and she won on that, so she's very happy. I cannot multitask, as you can tell. There's a yellow there. Who is that? $53k health. Move away because those reds are coming in. Ah, freaking silver's got me. Moving around, got so many dots on me. Freaking guards. the little thing pulled me out. That was some good dodge by him from that. With Dark Prey, you can just sneak like this, which is fantastic. If things don't work out, you can do that. Where are we in the campaign? We're 25th. That one is still not working, which is really annoying. Really, really annoying. So I'd like to get into Cyrodiil. So he's got Rally on, which makes him super, super tanky. So he will not be worth going for. Do you see the Rally? That's the difference with Rally. This is just going to sit any seals. I'm waiting for him to come out. The damage though is like nuts, isn't it? Edge is decent. Move them around the side. I'm quick with me get some heals going. Then I got him. Okay, we killed that dude. We got the person who tried to gank us. Absolutely like melted him. Absolutely melted him. Love it, love it, love it. Where are we in the queue for Cyrodiil? We are 23rd, so it's taken a while, but hopefully we can get in soon. I'm popping and say hi. Look, that dead. When we just move round, our vampire is 2 hours on it, so we've got some time. Okay, that's it. Is that person dead? They were very squishy, weren't they? Very, very, very squishy. Oh. Oh, there's an NPC. I've got a dead Dragonite on me. I hate how the NPCs can like see you. Do you know what I mean? Like, they literally just follow you like they are hunting you down like a dog. Let's go to Arena. See what's going on over there. We've been in this area for a while. That's Tepej. He's decent, he is. Right, I think he's going to get Zerg down. But fair play to him. Look at him go. Yeah, they got him. He had 4. When you get that many people on you, it's so hard to stay alive. Like, it's so hard. Okay, we're going to go into arena, see what's going on over here. Oh, did not mean to do that. We got 20th, so that is working, that queue. Which is good. So we are buffed. Oh, he literally just blew up. There you go. Just another one. Oh, hit me with snipe. You don't see that often now, do you? Oh, that's an ad. If I find an ad. Love Dial-Up Ray and Cloak. Such a good combo. So when I'm on the back bar, the Dial-Up Ray's ticking. You can tell by that 320 I get every like second. $7k almost 8. I've got 8k tel from just going around killing people. Oh, saw him. Is he gonna go that way? Right. That's another 2k Telvar. Yeah, we've got 10k Telvar, so we've got a good amount of Telvar from doing this. Sorry, I was getting a drink. Oh, I went to pop out then. Let's get our buffs on, and I think we can probably take some of these dudes. Pop down here. Ah, they are looking for me. You can see them coming. Ooh. Okay, I can turn it off to let my mag go up quite quick. We're going to rebuff up with all our buffs. That's 2 dead. Oh, I did it. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Pickle said, did I really nerf cross-heading? Kind of. Oh, got someone on the right, sorry. He is. Ooh. Yeah, so the plan for the cross-hill nerf is that they want to make it so after a certain amount you get less healing out of each one, so they kind of become diminishing over time. Now they did make this week be 3 heals, and then after 3 it becomes like significantly less. Pop down here. Get some healing going. Cannot multitask. Boop. I will hide up here for a second. Okay. Must have a depth potion on or something. Ah, he got me with the group tarnish. Got me Rush of Agony. I hate Rush of Agony. Such an annoying set. Let me quickly drop the Telver off quick. We've got 5k. I'll take that. That's not bad. Yeah. So as I was saying, Pickle, they've tried to like do it. There's a lot of backlash on the forums, and people kind of complaining. I don't know how much of that is linked to PvE or PvP, but they're looking to increase the limit from 3 to 8, which I'm not sure about that personally. But I think, look, I've got a million Telva, by the way. Look at that, obscene. Like, it's an obscene amount of Telva, but there is. Million Telva. So yeah, they are gonna like try and nerf it from the 3 to the 8, which I think at that point it's gonna make no difference to what we currently have. Because they're kind of being treated as sticky heals as well, so it's not like heals on the ground. So it's like having 3 radiating regen, 3 vigors. Like, there's not many heals that stick to you that last significantly long, like, as a significant duration. So like to your question, they are trying to change it. I think they've gone a bit too much to the other end. Like the middle ground should be about 4 or 5. I think would be reasonable. Freaking hell, HP tank. Hi. Move away from that. Yeah, so that's kind of what they're doing to it. Oh, it's Pedge. I am trying to not fight him on purpose. Okay, we will fight him back then because he tried to kill us. As for the nerf of Rally, Arcana and Rally, I've not seen anything on that massively yet. I do think no, Arcana needs a nerf. I think it's broken as hell. The fact it can double proc, which is a problem. The damage on it is really, really high. It procs really quick with certain skills. Go to that, that's going to pull me out of stealth. You just go get a heal quick. I have to go for the streak and I got hit with a leap. I hate leap. Leap slows you down so much. But yeah, the moving it from the 3 to the 8 doesn't solve the problem. And then for like Rally and no Arcana, I've not seen anything massively, but I haven't been like, I've read through the forums, but there wasn't anything like massive that I saw on there. I need to check again. As for this build, I am using Shattered Fate. I am using Dial Up Brave Backbar, which is fantastic. I've got the damage on it is nuts. Absolutely love this build. Love it so much. This is by far like one of my most busted builds I've made. Because even against tanky players, we do like 20-25k burst instantly. And then if they don't CC break, they die. We are waiting to get into Cyrodiil. We're 7. We're 7 away. Dead. Dead. I was waiting for him to just go round and round and round and round. Dead. You can see like the burst though. Burst. Crazy. Crazy burst. Now let's put on our damage buff. Yeah, this is what we have as our stats. So we've got a pretty decent... Oh. Someone got me my own build. That is the other version of my build. I use it on my Nightblade. So a tree ties stacks with crushing shot, just a weapon, because they're both class skills. I prefer this spec because we don't have to use the proc. Oh, I was gonna say, well, we are in our Cyrodiil queue. We're fourth. Just have a little look, see. Oh, he could have moved here. Let's go to Temple. It's under attack. But yeah, the changes to the ball group isn't huge. Goodbye. That's our ready for GG's of Cyrodiil. Finally getting Cyrodiil. It's been hours. It's been freaking hours. Absolutely hours. Okay, so we're actually in Cyrodiil finally. We will lock this here. Yeah, there is a poll going on the chat if you're interested. Basically looking at the changes for DK, and the options are they're really good for PvP, really good for PvE, bit mid, or I'm not really interested. Yeah, not my thing. So curious to see if you've seen those changes and what your thoughts are. Okay, Lumber is under attack, which is fantastic because it means we can get a fight nice and quick, which is awesome. Don't know why I was running to the mine, but ignore that. So yeah, we're going to go over to the Lumber. It's under attack. Based on how close it is, I imagine there'll be people there fighting already. There's yellows there. Okay. One dead. Oh, there's a tower. That's it. No, it literally got me through the freaking wall. No, I can't. Hate that set. That hit me very, very hard. I don't know what that is. I almost felt like oil. My health bar just went down and down and down and down and down. Super, super quick. I don't know what hit me there. Okay, we'll just do this quickly. Get our stuff back and we'll go and attack that group again. Yeah, I don't know what hit me, but my health bar just went down rapidly. Let me go for a cheeky streak. They used a detect potion. No, they didn't. Whoa. I was a bit slow on the follow-up because of the terrain. Let me turn it off. Get my stand back. Dial-up Ray. Look at literally. This is why I love Dial-up Ray. So we've got some ult, which is super. I'm gonna go for that person at the back. So much cross-headed. I went to go for a streak and then got hit with a huge grim focus and an in-cap. And we'll go back there, we will. We will go back there. You can see, like, considering they have so much health, we can almost one-shot them. It's pretty nasty. It's just as soon as they get like that bit of that burst heal from an ally or just roll dodge and then can burst or spam, it's quite hard to get that finishing hit sometimes. Yeah, so we are buffed and we are good to go. Yeah, this is the build on my channel. It's like super good. So much healing in that group. Because you can see, for context, when I'm doing that combo, that's hitting them for about 10-15k. So it is hitting them very hard. I'm going to get rid of these guards quick. A CC break, thank you. Okay. So now we can go help these. There's so much cross-healing in that group. So much cross-healing. Good old Betty. Rebuff up and go in again. I'm going to go for a streak when I'm going to get all my resources back and then I'll go in. But yeah, this build is on my channel. Which one of them is doing the healing? So, like, you can see the burst is really high, but there's just so much healing in that group. Yeah, they're going to kill that group. Those other people. there is so. This is the problem with like cross healing. Because they can stack so much of it. And pull one over here by themselves. I don't think I'll be able to pull one by myself. They are literally coordinated like as a group. And those were a duo. We'll go down to Ash, we will. But there's so much like healing in that circle that as soon as we get like one low, I did a combo here and I show you like how hard it hits somebody. So he literally has 20k damage that was, and he went back to full health instantly. So that's an example of like, I think it was more than, what damage was it? Yeah, it was about 20k damage it was. Like, bear in mind he was like buffed with rally and stuff. And he just went back to full health. And the damage is consistent. So much healing in that group. So much healing. Those big green circles are like Bastilles, by the way, for people curious. Because of what they run. I reckon when that guy drops you, that if they're out there, because all those are healing circles, you can see, look, there's like 1, 2, 3. There's 3. The Templar Purge, there's 3 of those. They're getting like about 1,000 health from each one, so there's like 2-3k health there, plus vigor, and all these little things. It just adds up so much healing really, really quick. So like, he's doing well, he is. That dude is doing very good. I don't have a problem. If I was on a tankier build, I'd be able to help him way more. Soulburst got me. Soulburst got me. The contingency. Like, I don't have the my resistance. Well, this is my resistance. It's 10k. I have like none. Pickle says looks the same with the heals issues, and they're just healing, literally helping people bounce back who are not great. Yep, that's still going to be a thing. There are a few MMOs this year. I know Ashes of Creation, but like, I've been looking at that and I'm just not convinced that's like the next PvP thing. There's a lot of like awkward systems within it that I don't think is conducive to like just PvP. The caravan system in particular, really, really awkward. I've not seen Aeon though, so I need to have a little look at that. It says that ESO can't be fixed. I think this new development team are trying. So I think we have to give it an idea, like give it a while, sorry, to see what their ideas are and see. You know, they're rebalancing the classes. The DK looks a lot better than it did with the changes. So I think like they're trying to do stuff. Is it perfect? No. Are there going to be problems? Yes. But I think they're trying to move in the right direction. Personally, it's the question is like, is it too little, too late? I don't know the answer to that. That's a individual thing for people to decide on. yeah, no issues with the builds. I like making them, so you know, it's something I enjoy doing, giving builds, helping people out. So glad they help. And then Board is saying it's a sandbox game. It won't capture that theme park MMO we prefer. Is that the Aeon game, Board? Because I like games with like good combat. Ashes. Yeah, Ashes. Ashes. I'm a bit like, yeah. I'm not convinced on Ashes personally. Like, I've been watching people like play it. I've been like researching and looking into it, especially when it came out. I even bought the game, and then I couldn't get into the game when they launched on Steam because of all the issues with the servers. You had to link the account, and it's just. And then when you tried to get in, you couldn't load in because it was like overpopulated. It looks like basic Guild Wars 2.0. Yeah. It doesn't try to compete with MMOs. Yeah. I think it's got a different audience. I'm hopeful, like with the DK changes, they look really good, and if they apply that to the Warden, okay, I managed to get in, which is always the hardest part, as we know. Go. Village, you're like speared off, that's awesome. Where did that person go? No, you do not. Siege. Oh, let me get up here, get my healing going. Up this way. Oh. Yeah. This is, honestly, people ask me all the time, like, Dan, why on earth do you run Dial Up Bray? That is why. I could get into sneak around the guards. The sustain on this makes cloak almost free as you move, and if you stand still it is free because of how high it is. It's fantastic, and we can just basically kite around and reset. So good. Losing a tiny bit of damage for that much utility. Ah, I got him. Got him through the wall. And go. Board was saying that new Ashes doesn't look like a next-gen game graphically. No, I would agree. I think it looks a bit dated with it all. Oh, terrible time to get stunned. With that person down here. He died. This is our keep? No, it's not. I was waiting for him to pop back. Did. think he died again. There we go. Yeah, I really like this event. I would say the lag's a lot better than it used to be though. Yeah. Oh! Crazy damage, love it. So just put my buffs on. And we're going to look for another target. Oh, did not mean to fall down there. Let's go back up there and get that dude. There you go. Freaking... Who runs wild hunts nowadays? Oh, seriously? How did that not pull him out? That was a great use of shade. That was a great shade. Oh, that was good. Some good little kills in there. Good kills indeed. All these rewards, we'll open those later. I'll go down to Blue Road. And then what I'll then do is, let me end this poll here. Looking at the thing, not every person's seen the DK change. So the question is, would you like me to load it up at the end? So there'll be a quick poll. If you haven't seen the DK changes, but go, I actually want to see what they're like, I can load it up towards the end of the stream and just kind of jump on PTS quick and just show them. Because there is a lot of good changes, personally, like some really good things for PvP, which I'm really excited about. But I appreciate not everybody is a DK main or likes DK at all. But like my thinking is that even if you don't like the DK, seeing where they're going to go with this class, which is one of the weaker ones in PvP and PvE beyond tanking, will give you an idea of what they might do for the other classes that you do like. So I really, I find it really interesting. I don't play DK much, I play it in PvP, don't really PvE with it, but seeing the changes really gives you an idea of what Warden could be when they get to it next, which is what I'm really excited for. So yeah, I find it quite fascinating in that regard. We'll go to here. I'll probably stay on like Cyrodiil for the next 10 minutes or so. Jumping over. Well, he's got 20k health. He is gonna melt. Okay, so over the lumber. Oh, we might as well get continuous while we're here. Rude not to. Okay, we'll just hold. block here. There you go, extend our continuous attack. So that's back to 10 minutes, which is awesome. Okay, yellow group. Lots of yellows. That's one dead. It's two dead. Freaking pets. Let's over here and go in. Oh, so many pets. So hard to hit him. It's so hard to hit him. I think we're inside, based on the siege in there. Oh no, there's people inside fighting though. A werewolf got away. It definitely looks like people fighting. Must be a wall open or the door's just gone. Way over here. There's so many reds coming in. I was like, don't want to get caught between those two. I tried light attacking, you can see me push it 5 times. Did not fire once. So annoying. So annoying when that happens. Oh, I managed to get in that just before that went up, didn't I? I'll pop down there, I am. Buff. Anybody coming this way? Got him, but the oil got me. Cold fire blister, 30k damage. It's obscene. So much damage. So much damage. That's literally what did my health. 3 ticks, 10k a tick. Don't know if I get a res here. Got a 3-minute cooldown on the camp, which is savage. Yeah, we're not going to get a res here. Okay, let's have a look. We'll do one more. We'll go to Ash, maybe. And there's a poll going at the moment, so if you are interested in seeing what the DK changes look like, primarily from a PvP perspective, I can show that on the last 10 minutes of the stream. So if you do want to see that, then obviously take part in the poll. Hey Tate! Tate is back. Long time no see. Being out shoveling snow since November. Happy New Year and all that. Hey, it's really good to see you, mate. And that's really generous of you. I love that you're still shoveling snow. If you don't know, Tate is a member of the channel. He supports. He's a really, really nice guy, and he's always shoveling snow in Canada. So it's always kind of a funny thing. But no, it's great to hear from you, and it is really good to be back. I would need to at some point kind of show you what we've been doing. So people might have realised I've been gone for a little while. I've been having building work at my house. So my kitchen is currently empty. It looks like a construction site. So my cooking is like an air fryer in the front room. The washing machine, tumble dryer is kind of like temporarily plumbed in the utility. I've got it's like a portable oven. It looks like a microwave, hobs on top of it in there as well. Life's been very weird for the past couple months, like with just building work and Christmas and all that stuff. So it's really good to be back. It's great to see people again, and yeah, just really, really generous of you, Tate. But yeah, for people curious, we're going to spend the next probably live, and then we'll go on to PZS because it seems people want to see it. There's some really cool stuff there, and I really like how there's also like moving in that direction with the class, which I'll show you in a moment. This is a sorcerer for people curious. I know Tate loves sorcerers as well. It's like, this is the gank build. It's super, super fun. There is a 1-bar version too, if you love it. So like, if you want to play this and you go, I can't do the 2-bar, the 1-bar version's like just as damagey, easier to play. The advantage of the 2-bar is it's got a bit more utility, a bit more survival. So, you know, honestly, this is going to get nerfed. Like, at some point, Zoz will break this build because this shouldn't be possible, like with how much damage we stack. Tate says, my pleasure. No, I really appreciate that, mate. It's really, really generous. Yeah, let me die. I'll go and I'll switch to it. Give me a sec. I'll show you the burst. Look at this. This poor dude, yeah? Oh, that's yellow. I probably shouldn't have done that. Wrong bar, wrong bar. let me buff up. So there's a yellow over there. He's riding to mine. So look, that was literally almost his health bar. He got 30k health. And I normally get the stun and the full up. He was on a mountain though, so I didn't that time. Yeah, I will switch to it. So let me find someone to kill me. Because I can't obviously do it whilst I'm here. But yeah, the 1-bar version's like really good. The one time I actually want them to kill me and they're not. Okay. You can kill me here, come on. Kill me here. But yeah, I think honestly, it's for a 1-bar gank build, it's better than the sniper. It's like the best sort of gank thing I've done before. Oh, oil. Oil, perfect. Perfect. Hit me with oil. One to cover me with it, come on. Oil me. Yes, 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 yes. There we go. Great. We need to do that so we can respawn and put on the 1-bar version. Oh, for goodness sake, he's just cleansed me. No, hit me with oil. I want to die. I want to die. Kenny says he loves the 1-bar. Okay, we've got oil. We're going to run it off. They keep healing me. No, don't. There you go. We're dead. Honestly, the 1-bar is like so fun. So I have to go back over to here just to switch it out. So I think it's this side. No, it's the other one. There's an armory station that we need to use. I think it's at the back of this, if I recall. Maybe it's on the other one. Maybe it is on the other one. Where is that armory station? Yeah, I think it was over here. Yeah, it was there. Okay, my bad. My bad. But yeah, Kenny's used the 1 bar version, and honestly, it is busted. Like, I really like 1 bar builds, not because like they're better, but they're just more fun. You don't have to worry about buffs, so you can just kind of focus on killing. Okay, so the 1 bar version is this one here. This is like chef's kiss. It's fantastic. So we're going to equip this. There is a video on the channel already. And that is the other version. But let me switch that over because I've got 2 versions. Just having a look. See. Okay, let me put this one back on, and I just changed it out. My armory slots, I don't have it saved wrong. That was when I was testing stuff. Bear with me 1 second. Let me have a look at the skills. So when I make loads of builds, I use this, and I sometimes forget to update it. So this was the old heavy attack 1 bar build, but we don't use to construct. And I don't use that skill line. So we just need to put contingency there. Okay. Go get my contingency. Mage skilled. That goes there. Get my Oaken Chad. There it is. See, and that should still work. Dark Bray is turned off sadly, but we then fix that by swapping out to Wrath of Imperium, which is this one here. I put on one of those. Is it this one I got? Might be a ring. Ring of Imperium, there it is. So you can see I did change it quite a bit. This way I get the Imperium. So I should have 5 shattered. Should have Imperium 3, Oaken Soul, and Black Gem. This is the 1 bar version, and then if you can, chuck on the Sigic Order, because you need to sustain skill. Like, having played this, Deep Thoughts is like essential. It is essential. And you can basically drop Streak, or if you want for Deep Thoughts for some sustain, because you can't swap bar. But like, this is basically the 1 bar version, and it plays the same way. You do contingency, crystal weapon, cloak, light attack, shock and soul, and then things die. Super fun. You can, if you want to drop the heal, the contingency, and run streak, you can do that for even more damage and the stun, which is great. I personally don't. So let's see where the fights are. Okay, the fights are down here, so we'll go down here and show the 1 bar version. I need to update that armory slot. Kenny's saying he can't wait for the 1 bar DK now when I don't want to gank. But ganking with 1 bar feels so good. Yeah, gank is just fun. Like, it's such a toxic playstyle, but it's so fun. Okay, this guy's just nuked lots of people up here. I almost blew him up there. There you go. Do you see the burst on that dude though? One time. Yeah. But so that's what the burst does to people on a 1 bar. It's disgusting. Like, it's actually stupid. Oh, the farm's under attack. Let's go up there. I do have a 1 bar Templar, by the way. I've recorded it. I've made the build for it. I've edited the gameplay. I've got loads of gameplay for it, and it's pretty dope. It plays like a Templar, but it actually works on one bar, which is great. So look at that, that was 29k health, gone. That one. But did you see the burst? Like the burst for one bar? Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So yeah, this is like, if you want to play a one bar ganker, Sulk is best for it. You love Sulk, so it kind of like gets literally everything you want. You pop out, hit somebody, go back and stealth. So look, we're going to ruin this person's day up here. Dead. 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 Do you see what I mean? Like literally. It's subclassed, so you got 2 sorcerer. You drop your Daedric summon in for shadow, just for cloak. But it's definitely worth doing, because to be able to have cloak on demand is fantastic. But you can see the damage is like super broken. I'll find somebody by themselves just to like show you again, like the burst. And against tanky players, it still does like 20-25k damage instantly. So if they're like mid-fight, you've got a good chance of just stealing the kill. But you definitely need deep faults for the sustain. Yeah, so... dead. That was 32k health gone. Dead. Just, do you see that? Literally 3 kills. Honestly, this thing is like broken. It's broken as hell. But I am so proud of it, because it hits so hard. That's half yourself up on. Dead. So even if they're like tanky, that dude almost died. Where did he go? He went somewhere. Tate says use the Sigic skill to heal resources. Yeah, it's literally because you don't have dial up Bray, which basically means you can't sneak around forever. You do every now and again need to like stop, get a couple kills, get behind a tree and just pop that, and then look, you're back to full. So like you can really quickly reset. Kenny says he struggles staying alive in larger fights. What you will see in larger fights, and I do a few more, is that I kind of sit on the outskirts. So when you sit on the outskirts, we died. You have much more control of picking targets. Oh, he's dead. Saw a red like shield. It's like, oh, target. No target. Okay. I'm gonna go up to we're gonna go over yonder we are. To Arius. The skill line's really good. It's basically like 3k sustain. It's really strong. No, I made a few tweaks to it, just looking at it. But like, you'll see with a lot of my builds, I kind of tweak it, I make a build, play it heavily, then I refine it as the meta changes. So as people added more armor, I need more sustain. So that helps fix that. You could try and get sustain fire more potions or like more regen glyphs. So we'll go for both of these. Watch this. Go on. He's dead. Okay, he's gonna die. I almost killed that dude at the back. And that's when you get zerged. we had some kills though. We'll go back. I really like this one bar build. It's like really fun. Yeah, so if you want to run the 1 bar thing, this is what I'm doing. This is like an Oakensul 1 bar light attack gank. It basically gives you the black gem burst, which is fantastic, super good. Now, the one thing you can do, if you want to have sustain, is drop black gem, and you can also drop Imperial Wrath, which is 5, and run Dark Bray. That is worth considering. You will have less burst, like you're going to have to do less damage, but your sustain's fixed. So if you want to kind of drop the Deep Thoughts and have Streak in the build, so you don't need Deep Thoughts, you can fix some of the lost damage with Streak, but you have to Streak in the combo. So if this is like in Cyrodiil, where Streak isn't too useful because of being really close, and you don't, this is more burst for like better group play. If you want to have like more kite ability, then drop Black Gem, drop Imperial Wrath and run Dark Bray, and then add Streak back in. So I'll show you that. So like I go between the two builds basically, and that's it, like based on the current players I face on PCEU. Tate says he's going to shoot, needs to make dinner. Yeah, it's great seeing you again, and yeah, just message me on Discord. It's the quickest place to get hold of me, always. If you ever get a question, just Discord. There's things in the chat, you'll see it come up. But I'm way more active on Discord because it comes to my phone, so I can just like, boop, much quicker. But yeah, if you want to like run the Darlock version, you then just basically take off Black Gem, and then you'd need to put on Shattered Fate up here, or Darlock Bray. Now I have them on a different character, and you'd obviously run it like around this. So to avoid like changing sets, that's why I'm not doing that. So the Black Gem version basically has a bit more oomph to it, like less sustain, so you have to like recharge with Deep Faults. The Darlock Bray version is just go out, have fun, kill people. A little bit less damage, but it's way easier to play. So you kind of pick your poison, I guess. Do you want a bit more extra damage killing power, or do you want to have just an easier time playing the build and just having fun? Both are really good options. It's like for a 1 bar build, it hits so freaking hard. Let me put my food back on. Oh. Dead. Look at that. Did you see that? It literally 30k health blew up. That's like the burst. So you can see why I like it. So like both are really good. Out of the two, I would recommend the Shattered and Darlock. I think it's more versatile, and I go between the two like back and forward loads. I do think Shattered Darlock's just easier to use. But like, you know, they're both really solid builds. Just the Imperium has a tiny bit more damage, which You know, when you're doing an extra sort of 3k burst, it does add up sometimes. Axel, I think it's pronounced. Join the chat late. What we're running, we are using the light attack gank. We're on an O console version of it, just showing like a 1-bar version and how that looks. I took this into Imperial City earlier, and within like it must be about 5-10 minutes, I had like 10k Delver. It is very, very nice. So it's very good in the IC. The 2-bar version is like super, super tasty because it hits even harder. What's nice with the 1-bar, you can just see a target, put your buff on, and just go in for it. Attack. Just having a look at the health bars. I'm gonna. That's him dead. Let my ult go up. Dead. Did you see that? He's like trying to quiet them. He's like he'll jump off for freedom and then just blew up. So you can see that the damage very, very high. There's a lot of people in there, but because of that, we have to do this now and again. And dots are your worst enemy. Dead. It had full health. It literally just blew up. And you see I killed him and I moved to the side again. So this is how you want to play it, Kenny. And then like, I've got a chance now to let my stuff go back. Got my buffs again. That's Phoenix saved him. Go for potion, go for cloak. Got him. Go straight into cloak. Contingency cloak. Move round. See, I'm hiding behind here now to get some sustain back. And I'm good to go again. Almost killed him. Go for a cheeky dodge. They found me. They found me. They got me with the blast bones. With the Dalek Brave version, I'll quickly switch it out because I think I can get back in. If you have the Dalek Brave version with this, you can just move around even more. And then I wouldn't have died then because I'd be able to like sustain way easier. But let me see if I've got enough pieces to like piece it together mostly. I have so much. You can see how much testing I do. All that Winterborn was something I was playing around with. Shattered Fate. Let's put Shattered Fate back here. Oh, Shattered Fate. Might need to craft something in a sec. Oh, there's Dalek that'll do. Fate there. Might need to go get some pieces. Dalek. Do I have a Dalek weapon? That is the question. Oh, there it is. So we'll count them. 1, 2, 3. That's 4, 5. That needs to be Shattered Fate. Got 5 Shattered, 5 Darlock, 1 Oak Sword, and then 1 piece pen. So the way in which Darlock works, Kenny, for people curious, if you tap sneak, and as soon as that eye pops, you get resources back. Now, Dial Up Bray is 647 mag and stam every second. In Elder Scrolls Online, regen is every 2 seconds. So what this basically means is this is 1300 magic and stam recovery. It is really strong. Really, really strong. But this is 1300 regen on top of your base regen, which is also 1300 regen. And obviously when you push buffs and stuff, you can like get higher with potions, and so you have about 3000 like recovery on the build. It is really, really high. So Darlock is very, very good for that. To fix some of the damage, you do need to use Streak with the combo. So I'll show you with Streak, like it does work. Okay. And what's nice with it is even if you're not in cloak, as long as you tap the sneak button and you're detected, you still get that sustain. And you might go, well, but you get no stam recovery. So when you're sneaking, your stam regen turns off, yeah? So we tap this, it might not show on the stat page, but the stam recovery stops. So I can show this by like rolling. And if I just take one piece off, you'll see as I sneak around, my stam now stops going up, it actually goes down. So your stam regen turns off when you're sneaking around. But your mag regen still works. So that's really important for what we do here. And by using Dial Up Bray, this is basically 1300 stam recovery. Our base recovery is 1600, so we only lose 300 recovery. But because we can do this whilst we sneak, we don't actually lose any stam when we sneak. So now my stam always stays full, which is really, really helpful. So what this means is that when you're attacking people, and you see I kite, I always roll, tap, sneak. Even though I'm not sneaking, I still get the sustain. Your mag, when you tap cloak, your magicka recovery, this drains your magicka really fast. So it's 2,700 magicka every 2 seconds, but if you move, it's double. So it's basically 5,400 if you move around. Now with Dial Up Bray and our base region, we can almost sustain it and move at the same time, which is stupid. But if you literally, you see me do this, I'd like roll, kite around, just tap sneak and cloak and just stand still. If you do this, your magicka actually goes up. So you can sit like this forever. You don't need to touch the game, and as long as nobody hits you with an AoE or a detect, you can just stand still. And on top of that, your stam goes up, your health goes up. Super, super nice. So there's times where, like, if you're in the middle of the open field and you get hit, like you roll, sprint, tap sneak, cloak, do a little like 180, find somewhere to stand still, just in a random spot, like that'll do. And then you won't lose mag. If you have the cloak on and you're sneaking, you do lose some mag. It's not a huge amount of magicka. So you can see like how long it takes for me to lose my invisibility. It's pretty long of how long we can stay invisible, and that's without a potion. So like if you can't get away with being invisible this long and moving at the same time, you're probably going to die regardless. Look, we're still invisible, like we've been here for like probably 15-20 seconds. It's pretty stupid, and that's no potion. If you then use potions on cooldown, so let me just get my mag up quick. You can see, look, it's going up even though I'm stand still. I can turn off a really high mag regen. You see our mag goes up really quick now, which is really, really nice. And if we did that again, so say we're like this level, if I push my potion now, you'll see that our base regen is almost enough with the potion to keep us invisible forever. So yes, we're going down, but not a huge amount. And what you'll find out is that if you're happy to spam potions, you can pretty much stay invisible forever and move. So my potion's almost reset. Yes, and I'm coming low on mag. That's quite a long time. But the potion's almost there. 1, 2, 3, 5. So it's about 5 to 10 seconds roughly of downtime. If you had a bit more mag to start with, you'll be able to just use the potion between that and extend it even further. So, very, very good. Ken says, I'll play with a bit tonight and Discord. I'm pretty sure I'm struggling with mag for some odd reason. The mag will come down from just not tap and sneak. It sounds really stupid, but it literally is that. You tap this is an extra 1300 regen, it doubles your sustain. So, we'll go down to yonder, if you will. And I'll show you, this can still kill as well. Right, it still has a good amount of damage. It's just way more survivability because you can move way easier. And a lot of it is just like experience too. Yeah, as soon as you tap sneak, sustain's on. Like look, you just see the glowing particles. Tap it, now on. Tap it, particles are on. As soon as I just tap the sneak button, even though I'm not invisible, I still get the sustain. Really, really nice. And that's why it's such a strong set. And then if you are a Khajiit, because the set has this 4-piece, reduces the detection radius, and you also have reduce the detect radius as a Khajiit, people have to be on top of you and do something to pull you out. And that's including the ads as well. So like you can literally stand next to guards and stuff with it. It's really nice. So you can sneak really close to people before they even see you. It's just a fantastic set. Like really, really slept on. If you're gonna play as assassin and you're gonna sneak a lot, like use it. It's that good. And so I get in a fight, you'll see my survivability will be significantly higher because I can move way easier. So what often kills me is the lack of stam. But by having this set, this fixes all those issues. Just got my overload ready. See the wall's broken there. And because we've got a streak, we can also get in easier. Got my contingency ready. Dead. Don't know. That's a good bot by him. Dead. And look, but look at my mag. Look at my stam. Like, so just look at how quickly I keep in sneak. Like I pretty much never come out of sneak. Freaking Templar bubble. Then I'm tap sneak, even though, and by just doing that, my mag is like, look, it's back full again. I'm ready to go again. Yeah, he's a tanky boy. But, and you can tell I'm sneaking because those lines are there, but look. There's a lot of lag here though. But every time I open up, I just pop back in stealth. So when this happens, I did push the contingency and it didn't fire. I pushed it twice. But when that happens, you want to push the contingency and roll streak. So it does that. But it didn't fire, even though I had loads of mag. That's just lag sometimes. But you can see like the difference between the first one with the black gem and this is the damage difference is noticeable. But the survivability, way better on this. When there's no lag. And what you can do is, like, there's always a trade-off between speed and damage. and so on. And so if you want to like have even more survivability, just add more speed. Use the Steed Mundus. You lose a bit of damage still, but you get even faster. Makes it even harder to stop you. But you do really need these two skills. Like, these two are essential. This is like delayed burst. This is just spammable with extra damage, and then this is just your heal with even more damage on top. As people are putting in chat, anybody else laggy? But yeah, if you get into the habit of as soon as you attack somebody, push sneak. Like, as soon as you attack somebody, you stop attacking, push sneak, and you will see a huge difference in your survivability because you just have so much more resource. And you'll get used to it very quick. It's kind of like my tip. This is what I mean with the sneak reduction. I think there's some NPCs here sometimes. I think they're dead. Oh no, they're here. People here. Okay, so I've gone from a contingency. A lot of yellows. Anyone I can go. There's a lot of heal in that group, so I'm not wasting my ult. Just got my ult ticking up again. And look, even though I attacked, I've just gone back into sneak again. And my resources are full, so if anybody comes in, I can just tap cloak. And sometimes you'll find that, like, if you use the cloak and you roll dodge, you can get back and sneak easier. Also, yeah, so I've gone back and sneak. And I've put on my buffs. Put this on, and I can move back around. So I know that as I do this, my mag will be back to full in about 5 seconds. So yeah, I'm going to get ready to go. Going for another attack. Oh, there's a lot of healing in that group. Whew. Dead. Back and sneak. Oh, snaggle. I know snaggle. Snaggle's alright. Oh, it's Chaffkiller. He's on for corrosive. You see him glowing green. Oh look, look. And so we're back in, and our mag's pretty much up again. So you have like enough in the tank to essentially do your burst. If they die, great. If they don't, just reposition. And then repeat. And because your ult's so cheap, if you turn it off, you'd actually get your ult gen up. So if you fail, you get like an extra overload or two just to retry. Yeah, the shock. If you get class mastery, it's huge damage boost. Oh, almost had snaggle. It 32k health. But look, I'm back and sneak again. Back to his group. So then I'm back and sneak again. So literally, as soon as I do it, I literally jump back and sneak and then cloak. So my mag's like always going up really, really high. A lot of it's just repositioning. You can see that I'm basically picking people off from the side. That's how you want to play this. Dead. But you find streak underwhelming in the fight. You want to use streak as like part of the opening. The lag isn't helping, but I'll show you over here, this person here, okay? So I'm going to go for my target and then go for the streak and then land it on him. And if you get close enough, you'll get the stun. Because I didn't, I've just gone back and sneak and then into cloak. Dead. Go for it, back and sneak. Push cloak. Go roll. Cloak. Go for the damage on him. Dead. Back and sneak. But look. So I mean, see my mag's just going up, and what's also nice is that Dial-Up Ray heals you. So as I'm moving around, I'm just getting passive healing. Not a lot, but it helps. It's about 600 regen. So like, that's how you want to use it. I go for the combat and then straight into streak, and that'll stun him. 2 DKs. But look, this is where Dial-Up, look at that. Knows that to tap potion. They hit me with 2 leaps. Oh, I'm so out of the coast. That dude had a detect potion. That's how he knew where I was. You kind of get a feel for when people go straight to you. There's a good chance they've used a detect potion. Now the game's meant to show that they have that on them above their head, but it doesn't do that. So if you see someone like make a beeline for you, a good kind of indication is if they light attack with like a ranged weapon, so a staff or a bow, and they come in your direction whilst you're sneaking or invisible, they know where you are. That's your cue to run, because they're going to get you. But I hope it kind of makes a bit more sense between this version and the one before, where I can move way easier, way easier than I could before, but the other one hits harder. So if you find moving hard and comboing hard, the other one might be better just to get kills, but you will have to accept that you are going to die. You will need that sustain skill, and you will need to learn to kite and know when to sustain. Whereas if you get used to this one and you learn to combo and you kite, you can basically be almost immortal with how well you can, like how good this is sustain wise. And bearing in mind, like if you look at our armor, this sounds stupid, but we have 16k resistance. For context, most people run 10 to 12,000 penetration on their stat page plus major and minor breach. So people have about 15 to 20k penetration. It's quite common, which means people just bypass our armor even if we're buffed. So it's just it like just shows how squishy we are as a build, but we can still kill people. If you look at this, I'll show you how close we can get. Look, we're in sneak here. Well, I'm not in cloak, I'm just sneaking around. But look, I can be on him. That's how close you can get. Like you have to be literally on top of their body for them to see you. That is why Darlock's so good. Get used to sneaking. You will stay alive a lot longer. I'm going to pop back in and do one more, and then I'll hop onto the PTS. Yeah, literally, it's insane. No, you don't. Just go through here. No, you don't. Thank you. I'll go over here. Did he drop down? He must have dropped down. But you'll always see that I get used to like living in sneak. And that's where you use the streak to get the kill, like that. He's a tinker boy. With that proc, thank you. Because of how much sustain this actually gives me, I can just constantly like turn around and hit really, really hard. So that dude. I'm gonna put my cloak off, yeah. Look. Hi. Go for that. Oh. Dead. Ah! Yeah, do you see what I mean with the sneak? Is honestly, you get used to it. The sustain is there. Like, if you can't sustain on this, if you look, so I can stand next to him and go hi. He's got an AoE around him. That's what's pulling me out. If we look, so that's how close I can get to him. So yeah, you can see it's pretty close. Certain things like changes their detect radius. Dead. Oh, freaking water charm. Go for a streak when it works. Tap sneak on into cloak and move around. And when I'm this far away, I can just stand still. Okay. If they're not near me, I can turn cloak off and just get the really high sustain. So you'll see my mag go up really, really quick. And I'm gonna go back in. Dead. Oh, that's a weird charm there. Go for it. But you can just see, literally, it's insane. It's literally insane how quick you can move around. But yeah, I love this build, as you can tell. Welcome back. That's damn. Open cloak. But yeah, you can literally just... See, I've been alive in there for ages. Got my magam. Actually, go back. Cheeky streak, go back into cloak, move around here. But you can see if you get used to moving around, it's really hard to die. And this is like with no bar swaps, this is literally just roll dodge. Oh, it's him. Making guards. Tap sneak. But yeah, look at that. You just walk around. It's obscene. You just walk through guards. It's so good. Yeah. So again, he was saying he's a returning player. So over the past 10 years, and could just never get used to PvP and 2-bar swaps. So this build has brought a lot of fun. Honestly, this build is really fun. I really enjoy 1-bar builds because they are just fun. Yeah, that gate's locked. Let's not go in there then. And like being able to just move around freely like this is pretty stupid. In such a good way. Like in such a good way. A lot of yellows there. See, look at that burst. Go for potion roll, sneak cloak. I'm just gonna stand here. Do you see what I mean when I say that stand in weird spots? People don't expect you to stand here. That was a good streak. Okay, he's dead. Dead. Oh, even without overload. So that's why I do the streak. I do the crystal weapon, light attack, shock and soul streak in that order, and then a light attack. If you can time it right, you can get the second light attack to line up nicely. He's dead. Good cheeky potion. If you just watch how high my mag actually sits though, it's actually stupid. Oh, wait, how many Dawnbreakers was that? That's a huge Dawnbreaker. But yeah, I was just sneaking around there for freaking ages. So it does, like, it shows you it's got killing power. Against good players, it's going to be harder, obviously, because they're good, they're going to have really strong builds, and you have slightly less damage as an Oakensaw build. But considering we have one damage set, like literally, our damage set is this, that shows you how strong this set is. This carries your damage so much, it's ridiculously good. And we could obviously change all of these to be infused damage if you want to have more damage. But I personally prefer the speed. I'd rather lose a little bit of killing power to have more speed. That's just me. Don't think I'm gonna get a res here. There is a pole going. Oh, bugger. Literally was like, no, I'm gonna spawn there. Oh, camp. Oh, awesome. Let me use it. Oh, I'm out of range. Look how close that is. Oh, it's so depressing. And if you play this in a duo, it's even more fun. Because if somebody like goes to attack you, and your mate just turns around and just hits them really, really hard, they have to stop. And then you can turn around and also hit them too, and you can just get like kills so quickly as a pair. It's really, really nice. Please live, mate. If you can live, you can get me a res. Nobody said he's tried using the build. Which one did you try, nobody? It's also platform specific. That's also worth like noting. I'm on PCEU for context, but I've shown on stream like the 2-bar version like burst in 30k health people in IC with like proper builds and killing them within like 1 to 2. On the 1-bar version, I've shown that it also kills people 25 to 30k health consistently. But it comes down to some of it's RNG, like if you get a good crit, that really helps. So if you get like 2 or 3 things that crit, that really helps a lot. This is the Oakensoul version, so it's Shattered, Oakensoul, and Darlock. It also depends what you want. Like if you're trying to go for more of a damagey build, and also sustain and defense, you end up going like more for brawler, which is kind of what you've got with the crafting rally. Because obviously crafting gives you loads of magicka, which is great for big shields. Rally gives you loads of crit resist, which makes you tanky. But your actual like each skill hitting hard is going to be less, because you're going to lack a lot of pen. But having obviously the ability to stay in the fight will make it easy to get kills, like 100%. I'll go back in with this and I'll show you like we do kill people. It really just depends on like platform, as I say. I used to play on console and it was very, very tanky over there, just because it lags, so people built more resist to kind of counter the lag. I'd be curious to know what platform you play on. Nobody. Like if it is like Xbox or PlayStation or PC, because it does make a difference. Are you playing EU? You say you play on the same one as me. So I'm on PCE, so we're on the same server. So I'll show you, this is the weakest version of the spec, by the way. Just sneak past these. And I'll show that we'll be able to like pick targets off. Anybody with like 35k health is going to be a push, like just being realistic. Anybody with 30k or under, you've got a good chance of killing. And obviously the lower the health, the more likely you are to get the kill. The fact that that is there means that's probably safe. So we're going to go on, we go to Bleakers. And Kenny says he plays on PC NA. I've got an account over there. I would love to set this up over on NA, because I think it'll be really fun over there. Like I find from my experience there, people build differently. Is kind of what I found when played there. It's a lot less tankier than EU, in my experience. We might as well get there. continuous while we're here. Ink says he's on NA on Xbox. He's very, very tanky there. Yeah, console was very tanky when I played there. I used to play PCEU and it was just a tank fest. And I kind of get why, because tanking, like adding extra health and armor, is more valuable than damage a lot of the time, stat wise. I'm not going to mess with that tank, that's a waste of time. That dude though, he's a good... Dead. So those were 2 5s and a 7, so that's 17k with one combo, plus the streak that didn't land, because he was already dead. But there would have been about 23k burst. And like the big part of getting the kill is you have to get the streak right. If you don't land that streak, on this spec in particular, it's going to be hard to get the finishing hit. Okay, so like, I can see some people over there, yeah, for example. We've got some reds. But that did that, 29k health, yeah? I'll hit the cards. Good. So I'll find somebody by themselves to like, blow up. That DK. Dead. So you can see, right, literally got 30k health. I'm hitting him once. Then following up, it died in within like 1.5 seconds. Damage is definitely there. It's just you have to land the combo. But look, that was a half South by with just the overload crystal weapon. It's a lot of damage. Yeah, give the link, I'll have a look. And I always think, like, I don't want it to come across like, oh, my build's better than yours or vice versa. I just think sometimes it might not play how you want to play, so that's why you might not get as much out of it. I'm used to playing this kind of kitey, sit on the side, blow people up. So this person here, for example, 30 odd k health. I hit Mr. Overload on him, I did. Got people coming in. Ah, got people coming in. I missed the overload. He saw the first shot and literally went to the side of him. I'll ride it back over, I will. But I think with what you got, like Crafty and Rally, solid set. No, it's good for Assault. I really like the 3 Queens set. It's a new set that came out in Solstice. You can buy it from people if you don't have the season pass. And it's basically 3-piece magicka, and then the 5-piece is every max magicka you have gives you regen. So it ends up giving you about 500k, 500 regen for about 50k magicka. It's almost like every 1k magicka is like 1 regen. Dead. So did you see that? Look, 31k, I just blew him up. Damage, but it's because I got the streak on him. That streak allowed me to land up the following hit. Dead. And bear in mind, this is the weakest version. The 2-bar version has more damage, more speed, sustain. This is 1 bar, which is like the weakest version, and it's killing. if you don't have the right scripts too, that will help. That will hurt the build a lot. Because the scripts make quite a big difference. Dead. Snake. I did push streak. I pushed it low. You can see it flash. Didn't fire. It had a big coag though. Look at that coag. You'll see when I tap it. You just see like it flashes. It didn't move me. Bit annoying. 1 sec. Sorry, I just let my cat in. She's outside meowing. Yeah. Do 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 do. But yeah, like hopefully this kind of gives you an idea. Like, it does kill. Just, there's some people you won't, and that's always going to be the case. But for like, we've got 5 skills. We've got very limited options, and we've got good damage. Like really high burst, all things considered. Sneak. Rallying cry is like your worst enemy though on this build. It's a 20% crit reduction. And let my mag go up quickly. He's got some good blocking. He is super tanky, that dude. He's on that Warden Templar shenanigan with the, you know, like the metal baller build. You can see the damage. Like we got him down to 10k health, so that's 20k burst, and he's super tanky. Yeah. But like he is super tanky. And it's still 20k burst. That's like 2/3 of his health bar. Then you get some ult gen from him. Go ahead. He's gonna wait for his mate to come back, he is. Saw him come down, he just literally disappeared. He disappeared. The guy disappeared. He was on a horse. He just disappeared. Dead. That's 30k health. You see the burst? That literally so much freaking damage. we're going to push it on up. Yeah, and see if we can get some more cheeky kills on the way. And what's nice with doing dial-up raids, you can sneak around like this forever. So you don't actually have any stam loss when you get into the fight, which is super, super useful. Good dodge roll. That was a good dodge roll on him because I would have gone for the hit. Final hit. I saw somebody over there. One of ours. Yeah, what do you guys think of this? Like, you've seen it in a little while. It is 1 bar. But for 1 bar, general thoughts? I missed a streak because of... Yeah, if you missed a streak, it really hurts. Couldn't roll, tried rolling. It's a Dawnbreaker tick. Yeah, that streak, if you miss it, it's really hard to get the kill on tankier players. Reset. You can see the burst of him, and he ran back to that group. Blast bones. they think they've got me. The blast bones got it. Pulled me out of stealth. And jumped out and hit me. Sneak around so sneakily. But yeah, I quite like this. I think definitely works for 1 bar build. The 2 bar is a lot more damage though, so just like if you can get the 2 bar, do try and push for it. It is a lot better. But yeah, I've put a poll up for people curious about the DK, like what's changed, and it's kind of split half and half. So what I'm probably going to do is that I will have I'll probably let the vampire drop and then I'll go on to the PTS. So if that is something you are interested in and you want to see it, then obviously stick around. If not, say obviously cheers to those people that's watched and stuff. I'll boot up the PTS and the screen will go black for the moment. And yeah, just bear with me. Let me close this one down. It should. This is the PTS server. So let me add a little thing on screen. You can see that there's nothing fancy. People curious. Okay. You can see me adding it live. Ezreal Man says, why does my stam not go down when I'm sneaking? So I'm using a set on that build called Dial Up Bray. I'll show you on this one here. Dial Up Bray is like booted. It's very, very good. But basically, as you sneak around, you get given magic and stamina back, which offsets the cost of sneak. So it's an overland set. So it's a DLC overland set. It comes from elsewhere, I think it is. You can buy it from players. It's really cheap. It's really, really good. It's called Vestments of Dial Up Bray, but people just call it Dial Up Bray. So you vest you with Dial Up Bray, and this is what the set does. So while you're crouching and not bracing, so just sneak. You don't have to be in full sneak. You could just be crouching and detected. You get 670 magic and stamina every second. So it's basically 1340 regen. But because this is added to your character, not your regen, it ends up like going through the sneak, which is why I can sneak around for free. And this also gives you magicka back, which is fantastic. Gives you health. It's just super, super good. So that's how that was working. For people still here, we are on the DK. So I'm going to run through some of the key changes because there's a lot, like big things that change for PvP. And if you are after like PvE stuff, check out Skinny Cheeks and those people, or like 8 Puppies. I think he's left, but you get the idea. This is mainly PvP. So for the skill line wise, you've got the same 3. Ardent Flame, Draconic Power, Earth and Heart, all the same names. Some of the skills have had like skill name changes, or more importantly, skill effect changes. So we're going to go through in each one just quite quickly, just to give you the TLDR. So if you've seen this, just bear with us. But in Ardent Flame, Shifting Standard, this is basically as it was before. The difference with this one is though that it has a really long duration, which is fantastic, 25 seconds, and the synergy is really, really high, but the damage is on the cast. So what that means is that when I move it, so if I put this down here, it lands, but if I put it here, and so as soon as I tap the buttons, you'll see the damage proc. So there's the damage. So what that means is, you can basically just spam this. So if people are moving around, you can just use this as spammable, and it will still hit them, which is pretty cool. So before, they have to like be in the air and there's a bit of a delay, whereas there's no delay now, so that's really nice. Is it a huge amount of damage? No, obviously, but it's decent. And the synergy is really, really high. The other morph is the same as before, so yeah. For PvP, Whip had a huge change. So Molten Whip, when you now use this, it stacks like normal, but it stacks on any Dragon Knight skill. So it doesn't have to be from Ardent Flame, Draconic Power, or like, it can be from any of these. Before it used to be Ardent Flame only, and the problem you had was that there wasn't many good spammables to charge it up, whereas now you can use any skill to charge Whip. Whip scales exactly the same as before. So if we took, for example, Magma Fist, Poop Rock, this is a spammable scaling, so it's 10k damage. And we use this, we can, and in combat, we can charge it up, so there's 1, 2, 3, and now our whip is now stacked for a 20k whip. So the animations have changed, but having that ability to be able to charge it with any skill from the Dragon Knight is fantastic. So what that means is that when you're playing and you're kiting around, and you go for your damage buff, that's 1 stack. You put on your armor buff, that's 2 stacks. Go for like a dot or something. You're already at 3 stacks, so this is already going to do stupidly high damage. Look at that. And then bang. For people curious about why the stats, like tooltips, are as they are, we are rocking about 7k weapon damage and 22k max resource. This is achieved through just using the Torquil Aelid King. So most DKs can get about 6 to 7k weapon damage. And you can see, like, even if we just charge it normally without doing that. So at a good 6.2, which is very standard for a DK, the whip is still 20k. So basically whip is now like a chargeable skill that's easy to charge, which is fantastic. Searing Claw had a change, so the damage per tick has increased but the duration has decreased. So what they've basically done is make each little hit harder than it did before, but you have to keep it up more. For PvP this is better. Dots that do more damage in a shorter window are stronger than dots that do little damage over a long window. Simply because heal over times cancel them out, people cleanse them. This is just better. In the latest PTS notes on the forums, they are going to change this again to make it do even more damage. So it's going to be double, so it's going to be about 15,000 over 10 seconds now, roughly, looking at where they're going with it, which will make this even stronger than it is currently. And this is very good. So this is a great dot. Inhale had a massive change. So at present when you use Inhale, you suck in air and you shoot fire out and it just damages people. This time now, when you use this, it gives you 15% of your magicka and stamina back every 2 seconds over 4 seconds of what's missing. So if you're missing like 30k, if you're missing 30k stamina, and you do this, you would get obviously 15% of that 30k. If you're missing 10k stamina, you get 15% of 10k. It's a good sustained tool, but not only that, it also has damage. So a 10k spammable. So this is basically like a crystal weapon. You use this like crystal weapon now, which is super nice. So you basically cast this. It gives you a stack for your whip. And as you do your combo, whip and that at the same time. They land together, big damage. That's 10k, that's 20k when it's buffed. So you got really nice synergy there. So that's a really good change for burst. So shove it here. So like you can see, that's 21, that's 10-7. So I do that again. 1, 2, 3, and whip. And they just land super nice. This is super good. Hey, you're Craig. I haven't had a chance to reply yet. I will answer that in a second, okay? I did see your message on YouTube, but I started streaming like shortly after, so apologies. But yeah, the change of like Inhale is this is just a sustain skill, super tasty, really good delay burst, and it's 4 seconds, which synergizes really well with whip. So just great synergy between the two. You then have Firekeeper, which is the eruption. So this is the heal. The heal is the same as before. One morph which I think is better for PvP is this one, Firekeeper. When you use this, what this does is it puts the heal on the floor, and then when you leave, you keep the buffs on you. So you get healing, you get ult gen, so minor heroism, minor fortitude. As you leave, you still keep those buffs. It's a group AoE heal, it's a group buff, so very nice for PvE and PvP. This is the better PvP morph. We then have Incinerate, which is basically Flames of Oblivion. So how this works is instead of shooting the fireballs around you, the man like inhales air essentially, and then he will radiate fire if there's people around you. So did you see that like pulse on second 5? That's when it would like do the big fire like ring. So if I do it now, if I'm in combat, it does that. So anybody around me will get hit. And this has a 5-second like charge essentially, so you cast it and after 5 seconds it will then go off. What's really good with this is 5 seconds, this is 4 seconds, this is 3 seconds. You can see where we're going with this. So it's 5, 4, you then charge this up 1, 2, 3, then shoot this. What that actually means in PvP is something like this, and you'll see very quickly how strong this is going to be as a burst combo. Let me wait for him to pop back. Okay. So I'm going to go, ready? Go 1, 2, 1, 2, and whip. And that's everything gone off at once. So you can basically make this land up, and this all at the same time. So for PvP, DK has crazy burst, like crazy burst, and you're going to use Soul Flame because it's sustain. You're going to use Incinerate because it's really high damage, and it's also your crit chance whilst it's on your bar, so it's just super good. And as a combo, these 3 things stacked together are just so nice to like play with, because you can land Soul Flame and stacked whip, or you can land Incinerate and a whip. So you can really play around with how do you use the burst, because this is 10k, and like, as you saw the whip, if I stack the whip again, you know, that's 20k on a typical build. So if you want, you can basically have like essentially 20, 10.6, 8.4. So you're looking about 39,000 tooltip, which for context is basically like Deep Fisher and a spammable and a bit more. So it's like more burst than the Warden. So imagine a Warden doing Dizzying Swing, Deep Fisher, Executioner. It's that level of burst. Super, super tasty. And there's no ultimate on it. So chuck in like a Dawnbreaker or a Leap and it's golden. The passives are like pretty similar. Sustain. This is very strong. Snare. This is just increased burning. What's really cool with this is your burning status effect does more based on the number of DK skills slotted. So they've tried to, like, again, incentivize you to play as a DK, but you can subclass. So if you want to just use this skill line for damage on a different class, you can. And you can benefit heavily from this passive, but you have to slot these skills. But if you don't want to slot all of these from this skill line, and use other ones in the middle, you're going to get less out of this passive. And you've got Soul Ablaze, which is just more healing. So Ardent Flame, very good. I will quickly do the respec and just show you the other morphs that are like notable. Flame Lash is a spammable. It doesn't charge anymore as it used to. So when you hit somebody off balance, it will essentially use the whip up. So previously, when you hit somebody off balance, you could just spam Power Lash again and again and again. You can't do that anymore. But if you do get the off balance, you get a bit more damage and a bigger heal, like a significantly bigger heal, but it's a 20-second cooldown. The difference is that each time you use this, you do get a small heal with every single hit, even if it's not Power Lash. So for like an Oaken Soul build, this is fantastic because it's damage as a spam ball and healing. And a DK, you know, you need healing because you're a melee. So this gives you that really consistent healing. You know, this is 1500 health every second. So if you spam this every second, you're getting like basically vigor on always if you use this as a spammable, which is a lot of health in PvP, so that's really, really good. The Burning Embers is also the same. It heals you. If you use this though, you get a heal up front. So a 4.3k like straight heal, which is great, and it's a HP scale heal. And you get a decent dot. Again, 10 seconds to match the other one, so it's like decent. The Soul Flame just increases the damage. It's not that big, in all honesty. I personally prefer this one, for and then Heart of the Flame adds a heal instead. So you get some health back that you're missing. I personally think the Soul Flame is better for PvP, just like big oomph. But the Heart of the Flame is also decent too. It's not a huge damage difference between the two, it's 3k. But yeah. And then obviously on Firekeeper you can use Hearth and Home. I don't think this is worth it. It scales of health, that's like PvE. The rest of it's pretty neh. And then the other one is Cauterize. It's the same as usual. It does exactly what it did before. Craig says, no rush, wait for the reply, and learn a lot from your videos as well. So this is Cauterize. So it does that, and then it will heal allies in that area. So that's Ardent Flame in a nutshell. And then for people curious, that's the standard of Might. It just gives you loads of damage. Like this is a huge amount of damage if you stand this down. It's just like 1000 damage when it's fully buffed. Because it's 375 plus 425, which is really, really nice. Plus it's like 25% damage reduction. It's just really good, but you have to be in it. This is like PvE. This is PvP for ball groups. On Draconic Power, we have some. You got Leap and you got Ferocious Leap, which is the basic huge shield on Leap, or Take Flight, which is just more damage. The Take Flight does work really well with one of the other skills, which I'll get to in a second, but that's really strong. So you then have the Dragon's Breath. Dragon Breath is essentially your like noxious breath, that kind of one. So that looks like this. So you cast it and bang. Now when you use this, you have two choices. You can go down Disintegrating Breath, which is Noxious Breath. It does more damage per hit, and it has a dot on it, and it hits them with Major Breach. This is Noxious Breath. With the PTS notes, they are going to make this slightly harder, so the actual initial hit's going to go up even more to be about spammable, so about 10k. So this is going to be like a spammable AoE with a dot and a breach. Or you can go down the flamethrower route, which is a flamethrower. it's a flamethrower. So this is pretty cool. You do that. Now you can be interrupted, you can be bashed, and the damage on this scales the longer you channel it. So every half second as it ramps up in damage more and more and more. What I know it's a bit hard to like work out is 6.3k every half second base. Like what does that mean? Whip is 9k. It's 10k on the other morph, but 10k roughly. It's a spammable. That's in 1 second global cooldown. This is half a second. Two of these is obviously 12k. It's slightly more damage than a spammable because you get that because you can't light stack. So this basically has like spammable damage, and it includes your light attack with it, but you channel it. And if you can keep it up longer and longer, you get more and more bonus damage, and it actually snowballs very quickly. So if I do this here, you can see the damage is going to climb quite fast. So it starts at 5,500, and then by the end it's at 8,200. So it goes up by about probably 60-70%. It's quite a big increase, it is. And then if you do use that leap that I was talking about earlier with Take Flight, what Take Flight does is it empowers it, so then it goes to max stacks. So now this just does full damage, fully charged when you leap. So if you like leapt into the enemy and then used the breath, this is going to be super potent, and it will hit very hard. You'll get kills. This is like an execute basically, because you can't dodge it. It's AoE, so they can't do that because they'll get killed. So they have to. The best thing they need to do is to block or bash or try and roll through you if they have enough health. I know some of you might be thinking counterplay. I did have the same concern. The AoE, it has to be pinpoint perfect. So if you see that I'm not on him and it's not hitting, if I stand next to him, it won't hit unless the fire actually touches him. So you have to like really line up to then get it to actually hit. So they fix the targeting. A mate of mine, Nath, was going, this is like broken, it's too easy. I did explain to him that this cone is always the same. On the live server, this is exactly the same cone as Noxious Breath. The difference is you can see it. That's the difference. So it feels really wide, but that's how wide Noxious Breath is on live. The difference with Noxious Breath, though, is that rather than being a pinpoint up from the man's head, it's like a 180 almost. So like I could do this here on live and get hit him. The other thing with this skill, just from balance-wise, is the range is quite low. So it's about this. So if you go, well, what is that? If I roll dodge, it's one roll dodge and a little bit. So what that means is that if I'm doing this, I can't move. If I move backwards, which is probably how you want to do this, you do this and pull back. The other person wants to push forward and roll through you to get past the fire. Or if you're doing this, they would want to roll diagonal to get out of it, or even to the side. The only challenge with the side is that it can be spun. And then I'm going to use my mouse so I can do this quick. You'll see it snaps instantly. So if this is here, so I could literally go from here and then 180. Let me 180. That's about 180. So you get the idea. So I can go from here to there, here to there. So you can like rotate it around very fast. So this is quite a fun skill, like very fun. Talons is the same as Talons. I'll show you some of the other morphs because You got choking. These are like exactly the same. So burning, immobilized, initial hit quite high, dot pretty decent, synergy decent, choking, all the same stuff, but minor main. You have Dragon Blood. Dragon Blood now heals like Polar Wind. So if you heal yourself, an ally near you gets 50% of that healing too. So this is really good because it basically gives you like the ability in a PvP to heal an ally or a friend. So if you're doing like a duo and your mate is running a DK, their heal will actually heal you now, whereas before they couldn't heal you as a group unless they ran specific skills. And every DK will run this, so there'll be a lot of cross healing from this skill. You have Green Blood Dragon, which is just basic buffs, so endurance, vitality, and a heal over time. It heals you for an additional 3.2k over 5 seconds, and it's a HP scale. It's not that great. It's more for PvE, this one. And the other one, it heals you based on your offensive stats and adds minor courage. So you get more damage by using this, and it heals based on just having more stuff. And also, if you're missing health, you get bonus healing too. So the tooltip actually scales up with your damage, and if you have missing health, you get that bonus on top based on how much you're missing. And if you do this, you get minor courage, which then makes it do even more healing. I think the heart's meant to be in the guy's chest. I think it's a visual bug at the moment. Let me just set him. So obviously, Blood of the Elder Dragon is like the PvP one. Wings is ridiculously broken. This is like stupidly busted. Like, I can't stress how broken this is as a skill. But basically, it's race against time on steroids. When you use this, it stuns everybody around you, and it reduces projectiles that you get hit by for 50%, 6 seconds. So when you use like race against time to move around, you can still be hit at full damage by like spec bow and all magic builds and all bow builds. This will reduce all of that damage by 50%. It also gives you movement speed. You can then morph it to be Fleet Step to give you Immobilize, so now it is better than Race Against Time. You trade the minor crit for 50% reduction to projectiles and a stun if people are around you. So if you get stunned, you can use this as a counter stun and run away. It's super strong. You then have Protect the Brood, which is even more broken. This applies the damage reduction from projectiles to allies. Yay! Like, honestly, this is ridiculous. But basically, it reduces the projectiles for allies by 25%. So that spec bow is going to be reduced by a quarter. For any person who's just nearby this person, it's going to be abused by ball groups heavily. This is too strong. Fleet Step is too strong. That 50% reduction on all projectiles is insane. It needs to be like Shimmering Shield with 3 hits or something. Have some, or it gives you a shield that is absorbed by projectiles, something where it's not just a flat 50% damage reduction to range, because that is really strong and it's very obnoxious to fight against. If you're fighting as a sorcerer and you use all range attacks against somebody using this skill, your damage is cut by half for 6 seconds, and this they could just keep up, which means you're going to have a 50% damage nerf to your build fighting somebody just using this one skill. So you can see how strong this is as a skill. It was really broke. Chains are the same. So you got Devastation. It pulls you to them, and it gives you major berserk and major evasion. So you just do more damage, take AoE, take less AoE. So again, just really good skill. And chains are dominance. If they can't be pulled to you, it refunds like normal. It adds a burn-in on it. It also affects cowardice, so you can reduce people's damage, which is quite nice. Reducing the damage, it also reduces healing a lot of the time, so this is very good. And then the passives are burnish scales, so just block, reduction, so you can get more, you can like block more stuff basically. Blood and Ruin will just dot. Oh, the dragon. Activate and Draconic Power grants your group, you and group members minor brutality. So this gives everybody now minor brutality, which is super strong. because this was only like a class buff. Now this is a group buff, which is really, really strong, and it gives you health recovery based on your missing health. So PvP is just free healing, PvE is very, very good survival. And the Storm Voice is your Battle Roar passive. So this has changed now, so the more DK skills you have on the bar, the more you get out of this per ult spent. So I would get 52 magicka and stamina and health per ult, whereas if I did it on the bat bar with only 2 skills slotted, it's 28. So if you want the Battle Roar passive, so you do have to use the DK skills to make it worthwhile. And then for Earthen Heart, you've got Magma Armor, which is, it reduces your incoming damage to 3%. This is being changed next patch, I think it's to 6%. Oh, I think it's 6 or 16, I think it's 6%. And then Corrosive is the same, but you reduce, like, you get 8% damage, sorry, and you do ignore their resistances. Magma Shell just gives you a big shield based on health. So these are like the same. Magma Fist is basically the damage version, or you have a shield. So you either have the shield and a heal, or you have the damage. If you use Magma Fist, this is nice because it's a spammable. It has heat stack, which doesn't sound good, but it's kind of like Dragakin's grip. So as you hit people with this, you put essentially stagger on them, heat shock they call it now, and every bit of damage you do to them, it scales up. So if you hit them 2 or 3 times, they'll get an extra 100 damage per any damage source. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you've got 2 or 3 dots, you light attack weave and you're doing a spammable in the middle, you're getting like an extra 500-600 damage out of this just additional thing, which does add up quite quick. So this is quite a good like skill for dot builds, because you could like weave this into your thing and just get your dots to do more damage. So there's one. So then that's up there too. What's nice with this, because it is fire damage, you get burning, which is great. You can see it there. You have molten armament. This changed. This is like the tree ties. So when you use this, you get bonus damage on your light and heavy attacks every 2 seconds. There isn't a PvP morph. So molten armaments and igneous weapons. Igneous weapons just increases the radius and duration. This is PvP. It just lasts longer. That's it. Molten armaments reduces it. The cost, but you get Empower, which is PvE. So PvP, you want igneous weapons, unless you want to save a little bit of magicka, but it's not a huge amount. Obsidian Shield is the same as before. It's a shield that scales with health with Major Mending. Igneous Shield increases the shield on you. Again, the scales of health. And Fragmented Shield scales off your highest resource. It does have a cap though of 31% of the max health. And it does scale off stamina or magicka, so on a sorcerer this could be quite good, but it's got that low health cap, so it's not too great. It's just more of a shield with a like healing buff on it. Petrify got changed a little bit, so when you use this now, it reduces the speed by half, and then when it completes, it stuns them. So it basically like does the same thing, but it has a stun and it has got breach on it, so when you use this you get penetration now, which is nice. And then Fossilize does the same, as it adds vulnerability and immobilize, so you get a bit more damage and you get that immobilize at the end. Shattering Rock heals you at the end. It's a 10k heal, it's a very big heal, so this is quite nice. And again, you get that breach with it. The armor buff got changed, so you've got a shield, which is a bit mid, or you get the dot, and this is a 20k dot, it's as much as Soul Trap. But this armor like dot now is actually a damage over time. So if we look at Soul Magic, this is 19,899. We look at the DK armor one, this is 20k. So this is a damage over time. Passive wise, you have just more armor. You then get Avalanche, which basically increases your damage done by 10%. The idea is that the longer you're in combat doing damage, the more damage you do. If you stop doing damage, you lose this buff. So it's just like you stay in the fight, you do more and more and more damage the longer you stay in the fight. Blessing at the peak, it gives you just ult gen. And then Mountains Giant, when you heavy attack, you get stamina back. The thing I don't get with this is it's got every half second, but you can't heavy attack all of the time. So I don't really get how this works. That doesn't make sense because the heavy attack's more than half a second. So yeah, but that's kind of like the DK changes. If we were to like hypothetically make a Oakensall build, because I know people like that, I would probably go with Flame Lash. I would use Elder Dragon Blood as my burst heal. That's fantastic. I would then consider adding in this skill because it's decent, so I might use Burning Embers instead of Dragonfire, or I might use Dragonfire with Leap. I'll probably do Dragonfire with Leap, to be honest, because I've got my spammable. I then have the Leap, which will hit hard with this really hard hitting breath now. So this becomes like my burst. So if I leap and burn them, I do loads of damage. And Leap's really cheap. We need a mobility skill, which in all honesty, running Wings is like really, really good. So I'd probably run Wings. And then I'll probably go for a bit more damage and sustain. Go with Soul Flame, but use the other morph is my initial thoughts. So if I change that quickly and use Heart of Flame, because then this will give us essentially, we would have access to a burst heal, we'll have access to a delayed damage skill, but also like passive healing, so a bit of extra healing. We then have that consistent healing from Flame Lash now. We then have the burst of Dragonfire with the Leap, and we have the mobility of Wings plus a 50% damage reduction from range, which is huge. So then the animation is a bit buggy still, but with this in mind, you'll be able to like move around way more. When we see people, we could obviously charge this, and then basically go for our whips, and just get that bonus damage. Put on double dot poisons if you want. If our ult was charged, we could obviously leap into them. So like, if we'd got this up, so if I was like fighting mid-battle, I'll push the inhale, go for the leap, and go for the breath, and push around. And that will probably kill most people, because that is doing 12k every half second, so it's 24,000 damage a second. It's basically spec bow, but you get 4 of them. You get 4.5 spec bows with this one skill. And because it's AoE, you can't dodge it. So for a 1 bar DK, this is what I'm thinking next patch. It will play like a DK. There is no reason to subclass this, because Ardent Flame is essential. Draconic Power is fantastic. Earthen Heart you could if you want, in all honesty. That's the only one we don't use. We lose a bit of armor, we lose the Avalanche, we lose ult, and we lose that. So I'd probably subclass this, go down to the Arcanist, go for Curative Rune Forms, which you might be going like, why? Why can't I? Might need to use the scroll. I thought I could do that. But I'd use Curative Rune Forms. Oh, I need to make my character because it's my NA account. I haven't got an Arcanist on NA, but if you use Curative Rune Forms, this passive down here gives you 18% magic and stam recovery. So this just increases your regen by loads for just as a passive. Doesn't do anything else. The rest of them pretty like meh. As an 80% regen boost, really, really strong. So we could just run this for even more sustain, which will fix a lot of the DK issues that we have anyway. But that's probably what I'd do, or I might go into maybe the Templar and go down to Ajax Spear. You've got this Balance War for more weapon and spell damage. Got Burning Light, which will just prop when you just do any damage, so this is just free damage. We don't need this, and we wouldn't use this, but we'd get basically a free dot, which is fire basically, and we'd also get more weapon and spell damage. Again, that's another option you could use as just as a passive boost to the build. The Nightblade and the Siphoning, that has, I want to say this one here. Which one is it? It's not that one. It might be in Shadow actually. I think it's in Shadow. There it is. Refreshing Shadows is a 15% boost. But the rest of these wouldn't help. Warden doesn't have any passives that would help really, neither does Arcanist, so your options would be like the Arcanist Curative for the regen, the Templar for the damage and the Burning Light. They're like the best two that you'd probably drop the Earthen Heart for, because we don't use this at all. But that would be like the DK 1 bar for PvP. So like, I hope that gives you like an idea of what you can do, because like this is pretty decent for a DK. Like constant healing, look at 3k, 3k. So if you build around this, chuck on Pyre Band, because Pyre Band gives you a dot. So if I put like class set here, with Pyre Band, is you can see this your light attacks do an extra 8.2k over 6 seconds. So this is a damage over time. It's a dot. If you fully charge heavy, it does an AoE. If you have more debuffs on them, you do even more damage with the dots. This is just fantastic. This is like you'd run this, and you put on something like Wretched Vitality, Backbar, or Rallying Cry. Probably Rallying Cry because you can get the damage and you get the armor from the rally. So then that will give you really good just defense. So you'll be nice and tanky. Good damage, good healing, good sustained damage with this. It'll just be very, very nice. Nobody says, if you look at my build, what could I improve? If you could link it in the Discord, if you have already, great. If you haven't, could you? That'd be the easiest thing to do. If you use the USP build editor, I find that quite a useful thing. I will put a link to my Discord in the chat now. People curious, bear with me. Just make it where it doesn't expire. If people watch this in the future, they've got the link. There's the link to my Discord. As for the build, it seems like the Crafty Rally Monomyth is a solid setup. Craig was asking earlier on the channel, which I forgot to answer, but he says he's new to ESO learning PvP. He's a level 25 sorcerer. What gear set and build would you look to do at low level? Any help would be great. So this probably won't be the answer you want, Craig, but low level PvP isn't balanced. So the problem that you have is, in order for the game to have what they call the one Tamriel, I think they called it, where your damage scales based on the enemy. So then if you're below the enemy, your damage is scaled up, and if you're above the enemy, your scale is like you're just at the gear cap. So the idea is that the gear cap is 160 CP. This is how much is the highest level gear you can get. For low level BGs, because your player is not 160 CP, you get an invisible damage and defense buff, and that's kind of based. It's done as like just a flat buff that kind of scales on your level, but it assumes that you have gold gear. So what ends up happening is, as you start to PvP and you level up with gold gear, the level gear you have and the max level, obviously the max level's there, but the problem is your gear is now under leveled. So then you end up having, like, you lose power as you level up in PvP in low level BGs, unless you keep upgrading your gear every 5 levels, which is really expensive. It is not worth it, and it's not something I would do personally. So if it was me, I would really suggest I'd really suggest getting to 160 CP. It's not the answer you want to hear, but that's the best way to get around this. If you are like really set on doing low level BGs and like low level PvP until you're at level 50 CP, 50 or 160 CP, I would personally recommend using crafted sets. some of the crafted sets that are really good, you can get people to make something. I would personally go with like percent or effect boost rather than flat stats, so you don't have to upgrade them as often. So good examples of this is something like mechanical acuity. So I'll show you the crafted sets. I would personally use where is it? I'm trying to find where mechanical. I think it comes from Clockwork City. I could be wrong. There it is. So if you use mechanical acuity, when you do a non-critical damage, you gain a stack of acuity for 4 seconds, granting you 20% crit chance per stack. Because this is like a special effect, it doesn't get weaker as you level up. This 2, 3, 4 piece will get weaker as you out-level the gear, but this 5 piece doesn't. So you want sets like this where that 5 piece is like a special effect, like a gives you this buff or gives you this effect rather than adds 300 weapon damage, because those things will reduce as you get higher and higher. So like this one here, for example, fortified brass, this 5 piece will get weaker and weaker and weaker the further you out level it. So that's why you're best going for stuff like this. So I'd personally use mechanical acuity, and I'd use Heartland Conqueror, which is also another crafted set that you can get. You go to crafted sets. It is also a DLC, but people can make this in guild for you. So let's say it's not high isle. I don't think it's high isle. Nope, it's not high isle. But even something like Order's Wrath's not bad either. This 5 piece is flat, that's quite good. But your Heartland Conqueror, I forget where it is. But the idea is it increases your your trait on your weapon by, I think that doubles it essentially, and you can basically then just change the weapon only and your build will still work mostly. So all you have to do is make the sets, change them every 10-15 levels, and make a weapon every 5 levels, and you'll be competitive. But it's not where I PvP. There's a lot of like inconsistencies down that end, so kind of, yeah, read into that like as you wish. If you need more help, just message me on Discord. But yeah, that's kind of the DK stuff, and that's obviously the bit for Craig. So if he sees this, that will help him out. Just get to 160 ZB. Like, if you want to do it yourself and you don't want to like have people help you with Black Rose Prison, or you can't do it yourself, you could go into Bankorai, go to Natalia Ruins to here. There's little spiders, and you basically go in a circle, and you'll get used to it. I've got a video on the channel about how to level up CP quick. It shows the route. That's a really good way to get XP by yourself. It's quick, simple, easy. Or you could go to Rivenspire, look for Hoarfrost Downs, which is the Way Shrine, and you'll go to Mora's Hope, which is down here. And there's a little zombie route, which I also show in that video too, which is easy. It's just around this little house. And again, that's like an easy XP spot. Or if you want to get some money, go to Malabator, go to the Crimson Cove, which is this place here, and all the enemies drop gold. So you make about 50k gold an hour to 80k just from just the gold itself if you kill them quickly. So it's a good way to get some money, so when you are 160 CP, you've got money to spend. And then if you're going to do that, just make, again, Heartland Conqueror and Mechanical Acuity, because you don't have to change those sets. They're the best leveling sets. So yeah, I'm going to kind of call it here though, because it is like it's gone midnight where I am. If you have questions though, there is a Discord. If you like obviously my videos and stuff, and you want to see like more of that, then obviously do let me know. I do have this video coming out. So this is my Templar. It's a 1-bar Templar. You'll see the damage is like pretty nice. So this is a Oaken Sword Templar. It feels like a Templar. It plays like a Templar. It's all about just jab, 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 and then it just really quick ult. It hits really hard, really tanky. I think we have like 30k armor on a 1-bar build, and the damage is pretty good, as you can see. So yeah, it's pretty decent. So yeah, that is coming to the channel. I've just not had a chance to do the build video bit about this, is all the gameplay, like loads of BGs. Really fun build. So if you want to see all that, then obviously like, subscribe, so you see it when it comes out. And if you want to support the channel, do consider becoming a member. You can do it on Patreon or YouTube. You get access to videos early, get exclusive builds and guides, and it's just a really good way to support the channel just to keep going. But as always, I'm going to say a massive thanks for watching. Take care, and bye.